Good morning, YouTube. This is man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Boxing Talk. And I have done that for quite a while because you know women's boxing not as active unless it's like something like last time I did it was like Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano, and it's been a while. I think there's also a big boxing event coming up next month, so I will talk about that once everything I know everything's get together and I get all my ducks in a row. I will talk about that event. But anyway, we have an event coming up tomorrow, and it is a boxing match, and it's being promoted by Jorge Masvidal, or I call him George Masvidal. you know Jorge from the UFC, like that. He has his company, his fight promotion, GameBred. Back in the day, he used to fight street fighting with guys like Kimbo Slice. I mean, he came up. That's how he came up. I mean, he used to fight like Kimbo Slice. So anyway, his GameBred promotion is having a boxing match coming up. And most notably, two ladies who I'm fans of is on here. We have here Pearl Gonzalez. Pearl's been a UFC fighter. She's also been bare knuckle fighting for a bit. And, she was Invicta for a little bit. And she's been doing some other stuff on the side too. And one lady who I've become acquainted with, the one miss, I call her Danielle GameOver Wynn. And, I tell her, use that name. Because I remember she wore a pair of shorts. So you had GameOver across the vest. So yeah, that'd be a perfect name for you. So this would be actually a boxing debut for the both of them. As Pearl has done bare knuckle, and so has Danielle. And she did it on GameBred before. This was our last year. She faced the opponent, Monica Madia, I believe it was. And she, this was probably one of her toughest fights. I mean, bare knuckle's tough. I mean, the only thing you have on you is those wraps. That's it. No 10-ounce gloves, no 8-ounce gloves like in MMA and boxing. But she won that. That was her first win in a while. I mean, ever since she turned pro. And she was very proud. I mean, it took a while to finally get a win under her belt. And she was, it was a great moment for her. I mean, to win like that, especially, after taking some losses, it's a good feeling for her. And as you know, Danielle, we did an interview last year. She's an amazing young lady. I have a lot of respect for her. I'll become acquainted with her. We keep in contact. And I think this is a great opportunity for her because she talked about she was about to do a boxing match. I don't say when. I say, well, she let me know. And Pearl Gonzalez, Pearl's been in the game for quite some time. Pearl is originally from Chi-Town, Chicago, and she's been fighting MMA for a long time. She originally went to the UFC about, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and it was controversy because she had breast implants. And it was in New York. I think it was that of time when I believe it was that fight between GDR and Holly Holmes. She was on the prelims, and she was fighting against Cynthia Calvillo. That's when Cynthia Calvillo was on the come up, and it was fighting at 115. And Pearl, it was a tough fight for her. She did pretty good, but Cynthia Calvillo used her superior wrestling, took her down, and submitted her. But Pearl took another loss after that, and UFC cut her. That was some BS to me. I mean, a couple of losses. I mean, this fighter down there were on a four or five losing streak, and they cut her after 2 losses. But she bounced back, and she went to Invicta for a while, and she fought there. She was ranking up some wins. She beat some girls like Sandra Brogan Walker, Deanna Bennett, and then she got an opportunity to fight for the title when she went up against at the time Vanessa Porto. But the fight was ended because of I think Porto had an injury and was a disqualification or something like that. So they gave the title to Porto. And after her last fight in Invicta, she fought against Madam Maverick, and she lost that fight. But then she comes back and she does some grappling tournament for a good bit. She lost a few and she won a few. But then she get an opportunity to fight in bare knuckle. She fight against Teresa Segala, and she put on a dominant performance against Segala. She beat her to the post. I've seen that fight. And Segala looked like, ooh. Remember how Joanna looked like? Segala's up there far. She's like an alien. And then, for a while, we did an interview. I remember, Danielle telling me that she was planning on going to a seminar. It was an all women's MMA seminar. It was like she met some women like notably I think Miranda Maverick was there and some other ladies, and she was supposed to have a fight last year October, but then that fight was canceled because of some issues between her and another woman who has fought for a while, Maria Rios. I was reached out to Miss Rios for an interview, but she never came back to me. We were talking for a good bit, but just to move on. But that fight was canceled because of some kind of contract issues or whatever else. They hadn't get the paperwork together. And then Pearl had another you know bare knuckle fight against Britain Hart. And these two didn't really like each other. I saw the the weigh in thing, and I felt like Pearl won this fight, but the fight went in the favor of Britain Hart. I mean, now Britain has already beaten three former UC fighters. She just recently beat Beck Rollins about early this summer. And then Danielle had a fight here in my backwoods, right here in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, against Fontaine, Kendricks. I don't want to get the name wrong. And I watched that fight. It was on live stream. And I watched it. I supported her. And this was her. It's been a while. This was her. Her I think her second fight since that since her last fight. And she put on a good performance. It was a dominant performance, and I watched it and I supported her. I was, and she needed to win, and I mean, it was a great win for her, and I was happy for her. She wanted me to come out there because I wasn't so far from Myrtle Beach, but hey, at the time it's Christmas and then money's getting a little tight, so. But I would love to have went there. I would probably have my nephew drive up there. We get a motel, we stay overnight, and we can chill with her. I would love to have done that, something like that. So, and Pearl, she's friends with Amanda Serrano. I think Amanda would work with her boxing for quite a while. Sometimes even she works with, help Amanda with her MMA. And this is a great opportunity for Pearl. I mean, she wants to transition. Boxing is not as profitable for women compared to MMA and some other, and compared to MMA, but still, hey, these women have loved this sport of boxing. And like I said, Danielle, she's been training, getting ready. This is, I think, a good move for her. Maybe she might even have a future in boxing. You never know. Keep your options open. But like I said, I'm a fan of Danielle. Wynn. I think she's an amazing young lady. I hope she gets the opportunity to do pretty well in her boxing debut. Also, I'm a fan of Pearl Gonzalez. I think she's a great fighter. I said, she's a great lady. I mean, I I make jokes like say I like pearls, but like I said, that's just me being me. But I'm still supporting Danielle. I think this would be a great opportunity to beat someone like Pearl Gonzalez, who's been competing as long as she has and representing MMA, especially in women's mixed martial arts. And I think Danielle has a great future. She's still young. She's still up and coming. I think this might be give her the path. Maybe I think boxing might be a good path for her, And I hope she does well in this fight. So anyway, folks, the fight will be tomorrow night. It's gonna be on the UFC Fight Pass, and all you gotta do, hey, I think I'm gonna, I think it's like $9 and change. I have to pay taxes. It's like $10. So, you know what? I'll give Dana White my little bit of money because I want to support this fighter. Like I said, I'm a big fan. Now I think they have it in Biloxi, Mississippi, Civic Center. And like I said, support it. If you are a fan of women's mixed martial arts, women's in boxing, you know, just women combat sports in general, I think this is a fight you should support. I think there's somewhere maybe in the midway in the card of the fight. So I have to watch the other fights. So okay, that's cool. Just to get to see theirs. And I'm wishing the best for both of them. I'm honestly do, but part of me want to say I'm rooting for Danielle. I'm rooting for Danielle. But another part of me said I do like Pearl. And like I said again, I like pearls. But like I said, the fight's gonna be tomorrow. All I gotta do is go to the UFC fightpass.com because it's streaming. And just pay your $10. Hey, and I'm just gonna cancel my thing because I ain't gonna keep it forever. And but like I said, I want to support Danielle. I think she's a great lady, a great up and comer, and I hope this can get her a real future in combat sports. Anyway, it's your man always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Boxing Talk. Don't like, subscribe, I'm out.